I wanted to talk about our Outlast show in October. The main event is scheduled to be King Devlar versus Beltway Gordon here, and today it's time for the new edition of Beltways Breakdown. Today I'll be going through the Troublesome 2 show. Match number 1. Prince Palace versus Leighton LeBlanc. Leighton LeBlanc won the match via DQ, however, in that circumstances, the title does not change hands, and Palace was very pleased with himself. Yeah, nice title defense, moron. You managed to lose, but keep the title. Palace needs to prove that he's worthy of being a champion, so in October I'm putting him in the very first Gordon's Gauntlet match. Prove to me you can hang. Second match, AJ Hazard versus Jack Hood. AJ Hazard continues to impress me since he spat on Devlar a couple of months ago. He continues to display that killer instinct I'm looking for. Hazard managed to make the larger opponent submit, which is impressive, even if his opponent looks like Bob Ross on growth hormone. Third match, Amy Rose versus Alex Connors. Finally, Amy Rose got what was coming to her, a loss at the hands of the Inquisitor. I'm not going to speculate about this bounty situation, I will discuss that with the man himself. However, what followed was a travesty. Mattis Cornell stuck his nose into my business, in my wrestling company, after revealing that he's the general manager for RIW. I tried to fire him, but, like a coward, he brought his lawyer, Stephen Phillips, out, who informed me that he's hiding behind a clause in his contract, meaning I can't fire him yet. However, this does lead on to the next two matches. I duped Phillips into a handicap match, so we had Lost Boys versus Stephen Phillips. If Stephen Phillips won, he would have got a title shot at any title that he chose. However, if he lost, he did become my lawyer. And of course he lost. So, I got him doing my filing for now, and any legal work that anyone needs doing, I'm sure I can swing it for a heavily discounted rate. However, then He's in HQ decided to rear their ugly heads and attempt to bully me into giving them a match with the Lost Boys. Now, Ethan HQ did get the win via disqualification after the Lost Boys used weapons on them. However, I think that was more than fair, considering the Lost Boys had just wrestled a match previously. And besides, Ethan HQ didn't look very victorious after Aaron Wolf took out Ragnar, Magnus, and Amy Rose in a shock appearance. Next up, LDJ versus Leno James. LDJ attempted to get a cheap DQ win after the referee wrongly believed he saw Leno with some brass knuckles. Not to worry, however, I was on hand to straighten things out. After LDJ got a visit from my HR department, I restarted the match, and Leno was once again victorious, once again proving that he is the greatest lineage champion in history. Next up, Alex Dean versus Jay Hunter. Duckboy won. I'm getting a bit nervous about how much momentum he's getting, so let's just move on, I don't want to talk about him. Next up, Romulus versus Ace Volker. The ultimate male Romulus managed to defeat Mattis' Moksha mate, Ace Volker, proving that he's every bit the great competitor that he looks. Romulus, you're a shining ambassador for this brand. Volker, get a haircut. Now we come to the main event. Jacob Sullivan versus King Devlar for the Heritage title. I don't know what to say. This match was a no DQ match. But Devlar crossed the lines of human decency when he took a cheese grater to Sullivan's private area. I had to pay Sullivan compensation just in case he couldn't have a Jacob Sullivan Jr. in the future. What's more, my boy, Leno, got hurt when he was just out there to mediate. Devlar walked away victorious, but it was a tainted victory, and it makes me sick that that barking freak is still our champion. Finally, I wanted to talk about our Outlast show in October. The main event is scheduled to be King Devlar versus Ragnar for the Heritage Championship, after Ragnar won the Rumble at Over the Top in February. Now, frankly, whoever wins this match, I lose, and that's not acceptable. I'm considering pulling Ragnar from the match due to his disrespect and his insolence. And I can do that because I'm in charge. So watch this space. This has been Beltways Breakdown Troublesome Edition. I hope you enjoyed, and if not, I don't care. Beltway out.